Hello, and welcome to the third episode of the Dragon Tycoon Edge movie. We begin where we were Medusa, and we're just outside of the door where we got the soul from the Prince of the Forest. We can check Medusa's stats again, and you can see Medusa has very good stats. And we have that green soul up there. So one thing that we can do in this room are these switches. Does that seem to do anything? No. What about this one? This one seems to drain the water. Well, now what about this one? Okay, well now we can't do that. So let's go down here. And what's this? Our friend the elf has turned his hammer upon us? Well, we are the mighty Medusa, and we'll show him level 2 fire attack. He says something about there being lots of dangers in a pool with no water, and that's true. You should never go into a pool with no water unless there's somebody with you to help you. Dragon Tycoon Edge, giving us life lessons. He gives us a clue about there's some kind of secret at the bottom of the pool. Well, he's probably talking about the Prince of the Forest, which we've already done. So, it's old news, elf. Now that we are the elf, we're kind of like one of the citizens of Causeville. We're one of the people. And he does have the hammer, so he's kind of like a defender. Where can we go from here? Well, along our way, we're confronted with an enemy crab. The elf says no and strikes his hammer upon the crab. It's a good picture clue here, if you take a look at the picture and try to remember that. There's something about fragments of the world that have become fractured, and something about time. Picture of a clock. Maybe we'll see that later. But now we're crab. Remember a little bit ago, like just a few seconds ago, when we were much more powerful than this? That's how Dragon Tycoon Edge is. Maybe we could have saved Medusa for something better, but I mean, hey, that's the way it goes when you're a soul possessing bodies. We recognize the area that we are. There's that glowing area back down there with the huge crater. We got a clue about that last time that said something like we need the we need the Char's ball in order to get across that crater. So because we can't go that way, we could take a look around this area. There's a monk here. Why is he not on the first island? Not sure. We are a crab, so we'll have to take this seriously and hit him with a level 2 fireball. It's a very strong spell. It's even more powerful than the Tri attack. The monk gives us a clue. Some kind of red room in the picture, and he says that nearby is an artist. If we give him something, he might paint us a portrait in return. We also get a save crystal. Awesome. Now we have 3 save crystals, which I feel like almost I should have more save crystals than that, but I guess not. Oh, because we didn't pick up the one in Causeville. It's still in the chest. We can continue this way. See a strong man. So I'm still not sure what this character is saying, but I call him the Wrestler. We're going to hit him with level 2 Fireball. He's strong enough to survive that. Who is this character? Why is he here? Not entirely sure, but he's exploring this area. Get a clue, and again the picture is important to remember. It says somewhere nearby is a tunnel, and if we go through it, the artist is inside of there. Okay, well what's that about? Oh, it's this, right here, the very next thing. Well, that's convenient. If we look around, you can see some kind of like gray fog or clouds, maybe? Some kind of space clouds? Whatever it is, it kind of forms a layer in between the continents, and we see some kind of minecart here. And because we all know video games, we're going to get in it. Whee! Oh! Awesome. Unfortunately, the minecart has crashed. And now we're in a new place. Well, one of the clues we saw kinda looked similar to this, at least in color. But where are we? If we went into a tunnel, then you might guess that we're underground. We can see some kind of spiky, tendril-like things in front of us and to the sides. Maybe those are the bottom of a tree? The root system, perhaps? As we move into the center of the room, we see a hostile bat, and we will give him level 2 fire. We get a clue from him that there is a parity ring from some traveling entertainer. We already know about that, because if we check our inventory, we see that now we are a Zap. Not the best stats, but we have the parity ring already. It's over here. We got this from Rankle when we defeated him. We also got this item. This is Char's Ball. Well, that's what we heard we needed to get across the chasm, or that huge crater. That's great. Seems like a large room. You can check out the sides of it. Seems like there's paintings or artwork hung on the walls. What's on this side of the room? There's another bat here. Maybe just to see something different, let's use lightning. Lightning's a pretty good attack. It is a level 1 magic, like the fireball. I actually, the more I play this game, I think fireball is a little bit too strong. You might recognize that picture there as the Elders of Causeville. This is saying that they have an heirloom. We know what that heirloom is. It's the mirror. More paintings on the wall, but nothing else to do. So we head back to the center of the room. Is there anything down this way? This character is the artist, and he is offering us, in exchange for some of our magic, he'll paint us a portrait. So yeah, we want to say yeah to that.
の使い方を教えよう。エッジのいくつかの場所には絵が飾られている。ワープしたいときはいつでも絵の中に入ればいい。その絵の場所にワープできる。が、しかし、一度行った場所の絵以外は入れないからね。わかったな。
The artist then explains how the item he gives us works. If we look at our inventory, we have something new. It's the warp painting. The artist says that we can use this to warp somewhere, and we can also use it in front of portraits of specific areas to warp to that area. So this is very useful, as now, because the minecart's destroyed, we're stuck here. Oh no! Let's use the warp painting. We know the sounds of Causeville when we hear them. But where are we? Well, this is the gallery. So the warp painting from anywhere will take us back here. Well, now that we've explored a bit more, do we recognize any of these paintings? This one, not really. Don't recognize that. That's the dragon skeleton from the beginning of the game. That's the temple. And we don't really recognize that. Well, can we go in these paintings now that we have the warp painting? Well, we can. But first, we're thinking, we found that Char's ball. We should probably go and check out what that's about. So we're going to leave the gallery for now. The warp painting will be a very handy item to have, as we can teleport back. And it does start to make traveling around this larger world easier. When we first came to this area, we saw some shadow monsters, the Dart Zeeg monsters. We also killed Rankle. If we enter the crater now, what do we see?
Oi! Anta! こいつに乗ってみるかい? なんなら霧の帝国まで連れて行ってやってもいいんだぜ。じゃあ、ボッサの魔法をいただくぜ。いいかい?
We bump into the space pirates, and they ask us if we'd like to go onto their spaceship to cross the crater. And yeah, that's exactly what we want to do.
さっさと乗んな。やっほー！見える！はい、終点だ。あんな魔法一つじゃここまでだね。悪いな。
Well, great. They say something about, hey, can you see that lighthouse? Maybe we should go check that out. And we do see it, it's way down there. But where are we now? If we take a look back to the crater. What's this? A monk? But he's also a Dart Zeeg monster? We'll destroy him with Fireball. We see a image there that we recognize as around the painter, and the clue says something about the artist will give you something that makes traveling easier. And then he gives us a yellow crystal, which we know is a spirit stone. It says a full health, full mana recovery, and it's basically the best item in the game. You can see our name there as a Dart Zeeg monster. And we wonder, so far we've only seen these monsters in close proximity to this crater. For now, there's nowhere to go that way, so we'll continue along here. It's our rock lizard friend. We haven't seen him in a little bit. He says that there is a power fountain, this thing over here, and it's a great source of strength. If we visit the fountain, we'll get a full HP and full mana heal. Now, if you recognize, maybe we've seen this before. We'll continue on towards the lighthouse, and we realize the lighthouse is across a large expanse of these strange gray clouds or fog. It also kind of seems like we're on a dock or a pier. Strange character approaches us. He asks us if we have any items that we could give him, which would maybe pay for a journey across. Well, we did hear that he wanted... Oh, there it is. Sorry, I was having a hard time finding it. We heard that we needed Char's Ball in order to get past the area with the Great Crater. And as the translators pop off there, he's saying, be careful of the Rizgal. What are those? Well, maybe we'll see them soon. He also says that if we have some kind of bonfire, it might make the journey safer. So 1 second while I fix the translator. Okay, that should be a bit better. You can see there, be careful of the Rizgal. If you get a bonfire, your voyage will be easier. Well, okay, well, we should probably take this boat then. As we cross the River of Clouds, we are confronted with a space abomination. We attack him with level 2 Fireball. And we send him back to the depths. But what's this? Another space abomination? Well, we know what to do with you. Three space abominations? What is this madness? Now, we're running low on mana because we haven't been possessing these creatures, we've just been defeating them, which is kind of strange. So far in the game, we possess most of the enemies we defeat. So now we're going to use Mana Humor. And he gives us a Chomp attack. We're going to use Mana Humor again. And if you noticed, the first time we used Mana Humor, we got a very large amount of mana back. I'm not sure if Mana Humor is super effective against these space abominations or what, but it seems like you get a lot of mana back off of them. So now we're going to use Lightning. And maybe a Fireball. And now Mana Humor. So we should have like full mana now. And then we can kill him with a Fireball. The Dartzig Monk successfully manages to cross the river against 3 space abominations. He looks back across the river and sees the lighthouse on the left, which is a shame that we can't go in. You just can't. You can just look at it, and that's fine. Because we're low on health, we're going to use the recovery move. This should bring us back to full health, and you can see our mana is 23 out of 30. So where are we? We're across the river. Is there anywhere we can go? Seems like this is the only way. we're confronted with someone who attacks us first. And so far, we've always gotten the first hit. What's that all about? He also has a sword, and he looks really strong. But his health bar isn't incredibly high, but he does look intimidating. So we'll use the move Petrify on him. So when we use the Petrify move, or actually any move, he will say back to us that sleeping in the Elucinary Valley, there is something of a soul that you do not have yet, and this character will not allow anyone to pass who does not have the power from the Valley of Illusions. Because we used the rock move, he's actually frozen right now, but otherwise, after he says that, he will attack you with a move that will kill you 100% of the time. So because he's frozen, we're just going to run away. And he's still there, but he will kill you. He does give you the clue that you need to go to the Elucinary Valley. So where is the Elucinary Valley? We saw by the lighthouse there's nowhere to go, so we have to use the warp painting again. Our health and mana are low because he kind of kicked our butt a little bit. Do we recognize any of the paintings now? This kind of looks like that fountain we saw. And it is. Although personally, I think the portrait in the gallery is kind of dark. If we visit the fountain, we'll get full health and mana. Great. Well now, if we go back down that way, we'll just go across the river and get killed with that guy with the sword. So let's use the warp painting again. Now, an illusory valley. Could it be this place? If I press up on the D-pad, we can't go in here. We have the warp painting, but we can't do it. The dragon bones? That's definitely not it. We've already been there. The Greek temple? No. That's the fountain. Well, that leaves only one painting. We come out of the painting in some kind of strange foggy area. We can take a look around this way. But maybe we should just get our bearings first. So the space pirates say something about they've been looking around this area but haven't been able to really find anything. They've heard a story that some traveling person has a ring. We don't know anything about that. That does... We definitely didn't kill Rankle and take his ring. No. And that maybe a scientist has created something that could potentially sell for a high price, so they're going to go check that out first. So what's back down this way? See some kind of pedestal here.
霧の谷にかかる吊り橋は迷いの橋時の穴へ旅人を連れ去る唯一カラーストーンのみが道を開く
We hear a voice tell us that the suspension bridge can make people lost easily, and that only the colored stones will guide the way. Interesting.
あんた、帝国のスパイじゃないだろうね。休んでいくかね。昔はこの辺りは名所でな、観光客も多かったんだが、ダズニグが落ちてたくさんの人が死んでな、ダズニグの塵にやられてな、ダズニグの怪物になって死んでいったよ。辛い話さ。ダズニグの影響を避けて地下に潜ってしまった者もいる。わしも早く地下に行かないとな。
Oh my. This character has become a Dartzig monster in front of our eyes. He says something about this place used to be a town, and there were even many tourists who came and visited it. But something happened, and now there's dust falling, and maybe the dust turns people to monsters, and that people have plunged underground to avoid the effects of the dust. Could that be related to the large crater we've seen? Well, we'll hit him with some level 2 fireball. He might be a Dartzig pigman, but he is weak to fire. If you take a look at that clue there, we see that somewhere deep in the valley is a liar's pond and an honest pond. We are now Pigman. If we keep going this way, we recognize where we are now. Back that way is towards Causeville. And we've seen that before, actually. We just didn't go down that way yet. So I guess the warp painting takes us just quicker to this area. But we could go over there, and that's where the space pirates gave us a ride in their spaceship. So, this place, it's all foggy. We've heard stories about you can get lost on suspension bridges. Maybe this is the Elucinary Valley that we need to find the soul in. Over here, there are some balls. You might notice they have color. Colored balls? Ever heard any clues about such things? There seems to be something over here. But there's nothing there now. But those two large blue rocks kind of seem like a gateway of some kind. If we go in this direction, some kind of voice asks us for the first colored stone. And this stone is going to be, because we have the 3 here, this is going to be the red stone. And then we're going to do the blue stone. We don't get any confirmation. Has anything happened? Well, now over by these 2 blue rocks, there's a suspension bridge. As we cross through the clouds, we cannot see the way back, nor the way forward. But we arrive at a new place. At least a small island.
昔ここには大きな町があった。霧の帝国がダズニグを使って破壊した。 近くに大きな穴がある。ダズニグの落ちた穴だ。今も塵を吹き出している。
We meet a character here who I'm calling the Qualardvark. He says that this used to be the city of Dartzig, and then something happened, and the town was destroyed, causing a big hole. Now the dust falls from the hole. Well, maybe that's that hole we've seen before that we flew across. Over here is something. Not sure what that is.
ダズニグが落ちた。今も世界は歪んでいる。時計が変だ。森の世界は時間を癒すことにした。
This time the Qualardvark says some kind of confusing things. He says that the clock is weird and that the world of the forest is having some kind of issues with time. And then he gives us an item. This item is Elmo's bonfire. Well, we've heard that maybe we need a bonfire for something, but at least for right now, there's nothing more over here.
こいつは捕虜。霧の帝国軍の兵士だ。森の種族を絶滅させるつもりだ。地下に村を作った。時々ここに来て、みんなでエッジを癒すために祈っている。
Now the Qualardvark is saying that someone nearby is a soldier of the Empire, and they intend to attack the forest people. The forest people have fled to somewhere underground, and yet sometimes they come up here to gather for things or whatever they need. But mostly they live in an underground city now. We see an enemy here. We can only think that probably this is the enemy that the Qualardvark was talking about. This is a soldier of the Empire sent here to attack the forest people. We defeat him with level 2 Fireball. He gives us a clue. Recognize those 2 blue rocks. This says that there are 3 destinations that the suspension bridge could go. Well, how is that possible? How could a bridge go to 3 different places? Well, maybe those balls we handed to that voice have an influence over where the bridge goes. But there is another suspension bridge over here. So where does this one go? We're confronted with a beast-like enemy who seems very powerful. He says that he's the guardian of the forest and that he's going to fight us. So we're going to hit him with a level 2 fireball. The character we are right now, Morbid, is pretty strong. He has a good amount of health, but he doesn't have a great amount of mana. He only has 40 mana, I believe. But that's enough to use Fireball twice, and we take out this character, who I'm going to be calling Marmouth. Marmouth gives us a clue. If we notice the picture there, it kind of looks like 3 serpent heads. And it says something about there is some kind of dragon ashes hidden there. And we get an item. You can see Marmouth there. He has 80 health, which is quite good, but he has only 40 mana, which isn't very good. But he is a strong character. This is the item he gave us. This is the Delmora. What's that all about? Well, right now we're not entirely sure. We can go forward. Here, we see 3 pools of water. This kind of looks familiar from one of the clues. We heard something about a liar's pool and an honesty pool. Which pool should we check first? Maybe let's check the one on the far right. From this one, we get a save crystal. Maybe let's check the one on the far left.
正直に答えたならば、奥への道は開かれるであろう。お前はあるのか?
Some kind of talking save crystal pops up and asks us something like, are we actually here? And yeah, we're here. We're talking to you. I mean, yeah.
では、お前の目的はアウトニオンの奪回か?
Now he's asking us if our goal is to defeat the Autonian. And yeah, we definitely want to defeat him, so we'll say yes.
ならば、魂を探しておるのか?
Now he's asking us if we are looking for a powerful soul. And we know, from talking to the fairy and some other characters, that we are looking for 5 powerful souls. Right now we have 1, the Forest Prince, but we are looking for more, so yes.
正直者には福がある。教えてやろう。時の怪人は時の魂を持っておるようだ。ただし、時は少々狂っているがね。
He says that honesty is very good, and you should be honest, and that something about time is a little bit strange now. So can we do anything else with that? No. Okay, well I guess that pond at least thought we were being honest. So let's check out this pond up here. That pond. Wait. Let's check out this pond over here. Oh. What? Yeah, there's only one pond. Yeah, totally. So I guess we were honest and we got through. And we see this clock. Do we recognize that from somewhere? We got a clue from that crab. It kind of looked like that. And the city of Causeville, it's kind of like laid out like a clock. Maybe we should go back to Causeville. That clock, it feels like it's going to be a very strong presence that's at that clock. Can Marmouth do it? Not sure they have enough mana to do such things. Is there any character we've seen so far, other than Medusa, who obviously would be the character you would ideally want to use, but we can't because we were already Medusa. Is there any character who seems like they might have a large reservoir of energy, a stockpile, if you would?
この町は霧の帝国の管理下にある。帝国が認めた者以外通すわけにはいかん。それでも町に入りたいならここで死んでもらう。
It's the camel. So first we'll kill Camel with Fire Move level 2. And then we will... Let's just throw a rock at him. Why not? Now, the first time we talked to the camel, we were gnome, and so we were friends. But now, we are Marmouth, so we're no longer friends. He gives us a clue that we can give the breadcrumbs to the elf. We've already done that, so now we have bonus breadcrumbs. And now we are Camel, Look at the beauty of Camel. 70 health, 70 mana. Technically Marmouth has 10 more health, but the Camel has 30 more mana. The Camel's also very smart, and so we will use the painting. Because why would you use legs when you could just use the painting? The Camel enters the Cloud Kingdom, the Elucinary Valley. He runs across the suspension bridge, full of mana. We wonder what that clock could be about. Well, one of the save crystals that talked said that, or he asked us if we were looking for a soul, and we said yes. So maybe, just like the Forest Prince was a soul, one of the other souls is at this clock. And it's at this moment that I hope that we're able to do this fight, because he's pretty strong. Okay, this is the Space Cat. He seems to be the god of time. You can see his body there, has a strange abdomen. And we're going to start this fight off with Fireball. I am a little nervous because he is very strong. You can see his health bar is larger than any other enemy we've ever fought. On the first turn he uses Fireball. That's actually great for us. Oh wow, that's very good. Fireball's only a level 1 magic, right? So why am I calling this guy the Space Cat? Well, I kind of think he has whiskers and obviously cat ears. He has those eyes that kind of... Wow, 3 fireballs? Oh, divine luck. I can't believe it. We get a clue from the Space Cat. Now again, notice the picture there. It's really hard to tell what that is because we haven't seen it yet. But the clue says that to defeat the... He says that it's quite comfortable inside of us as we have gained the soul of the Space Cat. But his clue says that we need 5 souls to defeat the Etonian, which we've heard before. At the top, you can see we have the purple and the green soul now. And we have become the Space Cat. We have 120 HP and 70 mana, which is by far the strongest character we've been yet. We get this move here, which is something about a magic move that turns your enemy back in time to like being when they were a child. That was quite a strong move that maybe we can take a look at. And we haven't got any other items from him. So what was that all about? There's like a keyhole in the clock. Now we're a Space Cat. We managed to do it without using any items, which I'm amazed by. The camel is quite strong. But we're done in this direction for now. We can cross the suspension bridge. And what is this area? Is the Space Cat like actually a god? And this is like not even a real place? Is this like a spiritual realm? Does the fog or the Illusion Valley suggest that maybe it's another dimension? I'm not entirely sure. We did hear a clue that there are 3 different locations we can go. So if we grab more balls, we can go talk to the voice again.
一つ目のカラーストーンを選ばれよ。
This time we're going to use green.
二つ目のカラーストーンを選ばれよ。
Red, and then blue. Is this another place that the suspension bridge can go? This definitely is not where we were before, and we see some kind of large golden dragon serpent statue, which we've seen before in a clue. From it, we get the dragon ashes. And that's a good item. We'll need that for later. There's nowhere else to go over here, so I guess there's only one more way to go across the suspension bridge. I think we have heard a clue. This is the stones over here. Oh, I think we have heard a clue that the Delmora is effective in front of the dragon bones. And we do have the Delmora now, if we check our items. This circle over here is the Delmora, which we got from Marmouth. So maybe, now that we have dragon ashes and the Delmora,
一つ目のカラーストーンを選ばれよ。
maybe we now could do something in that area with the dragon skeleton. The third time we're going to do this, we are going to do green,
二つ目のカラーストーンを選ばれよ。
blue, and then red. And now, are we going somewhere different on the suspension bridge? And this is different, although it looks similar to the area with the dragon statue, golden thing. This is a painting, and we do have the warp painting, but we're not going to go in here, because the Space Cat has a feeling that maybe we shouldn't. So we're just going to turn around so I can't accidentally press up on the D-pad, and we're going to turn around. We'll just remember that that's there. 2 of the 3 paths in the suspension bridge we have completely solved. And now, that final path will return another time. This is the entrance. And so we'll walk on out of here.
これ以上いけない。
And we can see Causeville over there, and the crater over there. So again, we will use the painting. You can see we have quite a few items now. We'll use the painting. And now we'll think, have we seen any of these areas now? Well, I mean, obviously that's the one we went through. And that's the fountain. Okay, yeah, so this is the only one we don't know. Still can't go in there. Oh, right, but we wanted to go into the fountain. Sorry. It's a lot of things to do in order. This one of the fountain, because now that we have completed... now that we have completed the area... The cat wants a drink. Of the illusory souls, the Valley of Illusion, or the Cloud Kingdom. Maybe now, that knight, the Wandering Warrior over there, maybe there's something different we can do. So we'll get back on the boat as the Space Cat, who is by far the strongest character we've been. The Space Cat, confronted with a abomination, says, "Return in time to when you were small." And so now that he's really small, he's pretty harmless. It's kind of cute, actually. He's a cute little space abomination. The man at the dock before said if we had some kind of bonfire, which we have Elmo's bonfire, that it would make the journey easier. And you notice there we only fought one space abomination, whereas last time we fought 3. Wait, why do I only have like half my mana? Oh, because I used... Well, that's fine. So now that we're back over here, and we have the Elmo's bonfire, and we have the soul of the Elucinary Valley, the Cloud Kingdom, 2 of 5 souls, level 7, 117 out of 120 health, 33 out of 70 mana. What does the guy with the sword say to us now? Ow. Says nothing and he gives us a chop. Well, that's fine. We'll turn him back into stone.
やるなあんた。俺は放浪の騎士トゥーアン。いい剣を持っているな。俺は先に行くぜ。またどっかで会おう。
One sec, let me just fix that. Okay, there. He says now that he is the Wandering Knight. However, now he has respect for us as we've explored the Cloud Kingdom, and now we have enough souls for him to actually allow us to pass. Because otherwise he would kill us, but now he'll let us go because we are worthy. He says he'll go ahead, and that maybe we'll meet up again sometime. We're still the Space Cat. We did not possess him. We look back towards the tower, the lighthouse, and the huge crater with the particles. And we think, what are some of the things we've heard this time? The Kual-Aardvark in the Cloud Kingdom was saying that once upon a time there was a city of Dartzig, and some kind of attack from the Empire resulted in a large crater with dust falling. People who were exposed to the dust turned into the Dartzig monsters, which we've seen across the land. They seem to be only around that crater. They're not in other areas. They weren't really in the cloud area, other than the Pigman right at the very front of it. So maybe something about that dust coming out of the crater is actually what causes those monsters. Do those monsters have any motives? Are they part of any plan, or are they just mindless monsters who attack things? It's hard to say. The Kual-Aardvark says that there's an underground city that people have been going to escape the dust. And I wonder, although I'm not sure, if maybe he's talking about Causeville, because it does kind of seem like all of the walls of Causeville are that green rock. So you could think maybe it's underground. Although, I'm not sure if you can say that for sure. I'm still not 100% on that. But maybe the underground city is Causeville. I don't know. The Space Cat and the Talking Save Crystal seem to be greater beings. These are things that we haven't really seen anything like before. There was that ghost voice who wanted the Spirit Stones. Who was that? The Space Cat is obviously, like, illogical. I mean, he has a hole in him. He must be some kind of god or something. All of the characters we've seen before, maybe they're aliens and stuff, but the Space Cat is clearly greater. The Talking Save Crystal, again, is maybe that's similar to, like, in the Greek temple, we could talk to the statues and we heard the voice of a god, the god of the temple. Maybe the Save Crystals, they just look like that, and we're just hearing the voice of the god of the Cloud Kingdom. How does the large clock tie into that? Is the Cloud Kingdom the realm of time? One of the characters says that time has started to become strange. We look at our clock in the top right. We have 265 minutes left. Is that enough time? Where will we go from here? This has been the third part of the Dragon Tycoon Edge movie. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you'll join us next time for the 4th episode. Right now we're going to save. And let's use this one. And we will save over our Medusa let's save over dog. And so now we'll end the video here, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.